Okay, today in this video we're going to talk about the harmless error doctrine. This is a legal principle used in the United States and many other jurisdictions to determine whether errors made during a trial or a legal proceeding are significant enough to warrant a retrial or a reversal of a verdict. In essence, the doctrine holds that if an error occurred during a trial, such as an evidentiary mistake or a procedural error, it may not necessarily result in a reversal or a new trial if the error is considered quote-unquote harmless. To be deemed harmless, an error must be found to have had no substantial impact on the outcome of the case. In other words, even with the error included, the outcome would not have been different. The person would have still been found guilty. So if we have that error, it did not necessarily affect the fairness or reliability of the trial. The verdict or the decision can still stand. An appeals court would determine that the error was harmless, and therefore even acknowledging that some procedural error or illegality occurred in the course of the trial, they would still uphold the verdict. The application of the harmless error doctrine involves a case-specific analysis. So we're doing this on a case-by-case basis, where courts consider the nature and significance of the error, as well as its potential impact on the rights of the parties involved. And one of those also has to include what kind of ruling might set down a precedent for future cases. If the court determines that the error was harmless, it will typically uphold the original verdict or decision. However, if the error is deemed prejudicial, meaning it potentially swayed the outcome one way versus the other, then we would have a reversal and possibly a new trial. The harmless error doctrine clearly benefits the state or the government, in this case, the prosecutor, detrimental to the defendant. This is an instance in which you might have had, for example, inadmissible evidence introduced by a prosecutor that a judge had ruled, we can't use that, or we're not going to allow this witness or whatever. Prosecutor introduces it anyway, violates the defendant's rights, and on appeal, you've got to win. The court says, yeah, you're right, they shouldn't have done that, but it didn't change the outcome of the case. So this clearly benefits the prosecutor, but the goal of the harmless error doctrine is to strike a balance between ensuring fair and just legal proceedings while at the same time avoiding unnecessary retrials and judicial inefficiency when errors are inconsequential to the outcome. So that's in essence what the harmless error doctrine is. So when you see that in your text, harmless error, just know that it's a characteristic of many legal proceedings. We're going to reverse and remand. We're going to retry cases that the outcome is not clear. But when an error occurs in a case that's clear-cut and would be unchanged, it's definitely going to go back and be retried, reconvicted. We have this kind of legal principle to prevent that. So this is the harmless error doctrine.